Number 9, Lake Euclid is located in an area experiencing a drought. As a result, the depth of the lake is dropping. The equation d of W is equal to 66 minus 2W represents the depth of the lake in inches for a given number of weeks of drought. What is the slope of the graph of the function? Include units in your answer. So remember, if your function is in y equals mx plus b, which is slope-intercept format, the m is the slope. So notice how the m is always attached to the x. This is switched around. So if I want to rewrite this, these two equations mean the same thing. I just put the negative 2w first. Now it's easier to see that this is my slope. Okay, the slope of my graph is negative 2. What does that mean in relation to this question? Oh wait, that's this question. So if I want to include units in my answer, when it's a whole number, I'm going to put it over 1. So we're in inches here, and we're in weeks here. What is the real world meaning? The lake depth is decreasing, since it's a negative, by 2 inches every 1 week. What are the coordinates of the x-intercept from the function? So we're going to write this as y equals negative 2x plus 66. X-intercept means y is 0. Remember, for intercepts, we make the opposite variable 0. So if I want x by itself, I'm going to subtract 66 from each side. And then, I'm going to rewrite this real quick. I'm going to divide by negative 2, and I get 33 is equal to x. So when I write my coordinates, it's 33, 0, because we always write x first and then y. We made y 0. What is the real world meaning? So the x in this problem stood for weeks. So after 33 weeks, the depth is 0. What are the coordinates of the y-intercept? So I go back to my original function, and if I'm finding the y-intercept, I'm going to make the x value 0. So this is just going to be 0 plus 66, which is 66. Or we could remember that our b value is our y-intercept. So my coordinates are 0, 66. What is the real world meaning? At the beginning, because 0 is 0 weeks, right? So at the beginning, the depth of the lake was 66 inches. What is the domain of the function that makes sense for the real world constraints? So this means I can't go on forever because this is a real world problem. So in this problem, my domain is weeks. So when I'm talking about weeks, I'm never going to talk about negative weeks. So I'm going to have to start at 0 weeks. And then when would this end? It would end whenever my lake is empty, right? So after 33 weeks, my lake is empty. So my domain would go from 0 to 33 in interval notation. What is the range that makes sense? So what's the smallest value? Would be 0 inches deep. The largest value would be what I started with. So 66 inches.